could talk about it.
Hello and welcome to Talking Film, your fortnightly movie news service that we like to discuss about everything movie related. Even though it hasn't been that big of fortnight for anything movie news related. There's been like I think two that I've heard about that we'll probably talk about later. Annabelle 2, they announced the sequel. And I don't know if they announced a director for it, but I'm pretty sure it's in talks at the moment. And about the whole Rose Red that came out today. And if you read our Facebook says Star Wars Episode 8, or what I like to call Star Wars The Lost Daughter, is an April Fool's joke that I put on the Facebook page. So I don't know if I tricked anybody, but if you're watching it, yeah, it's an April Fool's joke, like we usually do on April Fool's every year.
That was a good one. Yeah. See? Yeah. It's April 1st. There you go.
I don't know.
Daniel remembers. I don't remember.
I always love doing the fake news thing. Although last year you did the whole Days of Shrek review last year.
Yeah, that was a bit.
If you remember that.
That was funny. Yeah. Well, I think we'll just stick with your joke this time.
Yeah.
I don't think I can even top that. Right.
We have Nick on the other side, and we should start talking about it. But brushing off the news, because there really hasn't been anything big lately happening, I think we should talk about the movie that has divided critics, audiences, and just DC fans in general, and that is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice League. Yeah, so Nick, what did you thought of the movie?
Well, so since everybody's talking about this, we thought we better mention it. From that standpoint, the critical reaction of Batman vs Superman, it's this new thing that we haven't really seen before, a movie that's been so added to the point that it 170 million opening weekend, getting like, what's it, 25% Rotten Tomatoes, 20%?
At the moment.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see. This is an interesting test of how much critical reaction affects movie box office gross. And I mean, regardless of wrong with the movie, the fact that it's got and is making a lot of money is definitely very interesting. Because I think it was Box Office Mojo that reported that said no movie with under Rotten Tomatoes has ever made over 150 million on opening weekend. So this is a new thing. This is a record. Yeah, something like that. So it's definitely interesting, and I do anticipate that it will lose. It'll break records for the highest opening with the lowest final gross. I think that it will break record. I think it'll drop nearly 70% in a second weekend, or even more than 70%, but probably around 68, 69, I think it'll drop. But besides that, the movie itself, I mean, I'm sorry, DC fans, but the negative reaction it's getting, it is a mess. I mean, you could say it's so messy. It's a must watch because it's that messy, and you have to. It's the guide. It's the guide to how not to make a film about Superman and Batman. Basically, actually, maybe more Superman. Batman's all right. Like, it's the one redeeming quality of the movie. Batman is all right, as like Ben Affleck is like he takes that role seriously. He gives it his all, even though the script just doesn't support it. Anyway, just BVS is BV bad. It's just I don't really want to film because like that's unfair. Thrashing any film is unfair, but it's definitely issues. And Zack Snyder, I believe, can't direct a blockbuster film, or he hasn't shown me that he can. So I don't think he's the right guy for Justice League. Also, I don't think that DC should be as dark, just because it's different than Marvel, because it's showing itself to be. So.
Yeah, I sort of agree with most of your opinions. Batman's probably the most time he's probably the best thing about the movie outside of some of his nightmare dream sequences, which are like WTF.
I think
but out of everybody in the movie, Ben Affleck is the one I had the less problems with in the movie. He fit the role perfectly.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. People keep defending Wonder Woman, and I'm like, yeah, she looks the part, but she had no story.
Yeah, the character the only excitement I had for that movie was Wonder Woman, and she didn't leave an impression on me. Is not only I don't think Gal Gadot did that good of a job acting for the little scene she got, but also her character was not in the movie half the time, so she got very little screen time, and I didn't really care about her when she came up with the whole rock anthem thing.
Yeah.
Started battling. I didn't really care about that.
That was really weird. I don't know. Zack Snyder was like, "Oh, this sounds like cool. This sounds cool. This sounds cool. Let's all put it in one movie and make it really dark and weird and doesn't have to make sense, but let's put it in anyway." All these DC references, which I'm sure DC fans get a lot out of them, but I do wonder if Marvel ever has those moments as well, where there's films that like things reference the comics that just go over general audiences' heads, and it actually creates more confusion than it does enjoyment for non-Marvel fans. I don't know.
I think this movie would have been better maybe better. It depends on how good the other movies are. If we already established some of these characters, like Wonder Woman and The Flash. I wonder if those films came out before it, would we maybe sort of like the movie a bit more because we knew about the character? And maybe the dream sequence would make more sense. I don't know.
And that's the interesting. That's the interesting thing about Civil War versus Batman versus Superman. Like the difference between Civil War, they're both about two very popular heroes pitting up against each other. But it looks like Civil War is setting up something that's established, that the conflict makes sense within the story, and overall, like it's a new episode of the Marvel universe. Whereas Batman vs Superman, they're fighting like kids. I don't really know why. Like Superman's like got like he's so flawless in his goodness that he can't see his flaws, if that makes sense. He can't see a situation when Superman made a lot of stupid decisions in this movie, and Batman made a lot of questionable, like confusing decisions. Like there wasn't enough backstory given as to why Batman was like that. Anyway, I think Civil War will, even if it's a perfect movie, which I'm hoping it is, but I'm not going to get my hopes too high. Even if it's not a perfect movie, it's going to have a better conflict than Batman vs Superman, just from the characters have been set up before.
And that's like maybe because we know about the characters for a while now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
yeah,
but this is the new Batman and Superman, and they pretty much just already started fighting with real no purpose to why they started fighting in the first place, really.
Yeah, and then Wonder Woman just what's she even doing in there? What are you doing? Anyway, I think that whole email with the different Justice League was spoiler warning. We should have put a spoiler warning at the beginning, actually, but I think everybody who's going to see it has seen it by now, because if you haven't seen it, only see it if you want to see the mess that it is.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen the movie, stop watching now and maybe come back until you see the movie.
Okay, because I'm gonna reveal a big spoiler, which I already kind of have, but I'll go more into it now. Basically, Wonder Woman opens up this email, and there's all the Justice League in it. Like all the Justice League that will be in the Justice League movie, they've got like clips. It's like they've got their specialized logos and stuff. The government went to so much effort.
Yeah, the logos is a horrible idea. I wonder if you got paid for that in LexCorp.
I don't know. I don't know. It was really weird. But anyway, so it was that whole segment was shoehorned in though, and even we laughed when we watched it. We laughed when at the bottom it was the email. It's like that. That's not like your grandmother or whatever it was. That is you or something. That is you down the bottom. We just like that was the funny bit in the movie for me. Good email writing. Batman can write emails. Anyway, so anyway,
that should have been an Easter egg. That should have been the post-credit scene of the movie. And to make this movie better, get rid of Wonder Woman completely and just have her right at the end of the movie getting the email or something like that. And everybody like, what? She's Wonder Woman? What? I don't know. Might make this movie better than what we should have had.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just we deserved better, and it to be honest, it did have the potential to be great. Like in that scene where, again, spoilers, but this happens earlier. So that the scene that involves I'll say the scene that involves a certain explosion, and Superman getting caught in the middle of that explosion. It comes unexpectedly, and I thought that was a really good scene, and it really showed. Then you could see the pain on Superman's face that he'd let these people down again, and that he was being. It kind of justified him being broadcast as a villain rather than as a hero, and that kind of like that whole idea of what is a hero. That started the movie. That was good. But as soon as they brought in Wonder Woman and all Justice League hints and everything, Doomsday just was like a mess. Lex Luthor was a mess. Just like, why? They could have just had Batman and Superman and just had this conflict about what is a hero. And that could have been Batman v Superman. It would have been amazing. But anyway.
Yeah. And again, marketing department. The one day of advertising movie days.
They haven't done that with Civil War, but I think they might have.
Oh, hope not. That's the only thing I didn't want Civil War to be spoiled. Was SpiderMan. Do not show me. I want to see him in the movie without seeing him. And the next day, boom! Everyone on Facebook and YouTube, I see SpiderMan. I'm like, no, my excitement's gone now. Oh,
did we talk about Spider-Man last week? I can't remember. Did we talk about Spider-Man? We did.
Yeah, you did. I didn't see the trailer until I saw it.
Yeah, that's right. But have you seen the trailer? Have you seen the trailer now?
Yeah, it was with Batman v Superman just before the movie started. So,
okay.
I
it was a good trailer. It was definitely a very good trailer. Got me excited for the movie, but I do wonder if it. There'll be one big thing that Marvel's keeping secret about it. I think till it leaks.
Oh,
anyway.
I'm hoping because so far we've even seen a character's death in that movie based by the trailer. So I don't know what Marvel's doing on some of their trailers. I'm hoping they're not spoiling.
I just don't know what trailers are doing. The trailer people aren't listening to the public. Like it's giving away everything. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't need another Spider-Man 2. Okay. Now with Batman v Superman out of the way.
Yeah, thank God. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's talk about. Let's go ahead and just talk about Annabelle 2. Nick, you've seen the movie. I have not seen the movie still yet. I've seen The Conjuring, and that scared me. So, are you excited that we're going to get a sequel to Annabelle?
Wow, I'm actually reaching far back. I've seen movies since Annabelle. Yeah, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Annabelle was. It was like trashy horror, really.
You couldn't even really talk about it.
No, I can discuss it more, but it's really there's not much to discuss. It's just I haven't seen The Conjuring though, so I can't really compare it to The Conjuring. Annabelle is very trashy horror. It's not very it's not sophisticated. It's not. I don't know why it's getting a sequel. Maybe it must have made money. I don't know. But seriously, the whole doll comes to life and kills people. That's been done a million times.
From what I know, the Conjuring made about just over $300 million worldwide. I think Annabelle made about $260 million worldwide. So that's that. But like, I don't know. It depends because I don't think people loved it as they did with The Conjuring with Annabelle, and
No.
and it was also at the time off the I guess the popularity of the Conjuring movie.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. But I don't know. I did not like Annabelle. I didn't like it.
Well, according to 2014, Nick, you called it that this movie perfectly sums up. Perfectly forgettable is perfectly what it sums up about everything about Annabelle. Oh my God, Annabelle.
Yeah.
You said that the story isn't compelling enough, and you said the potential never feels fully realized because it suffers from a predictable resolution and story writing.
There you go. See, trashy horror, predictable ending. I have not changed my opinion at all in two years. Anyway, Annabelle 2. Oh, I'm so excited. Not anyway. So
moving on.
Moving on.
Our favorite company is doing another fairy tale movie. This is supposed to be like the first for this year, so let's see how many we can get. Maybe another 20.
Every week. Remember last year we had a show every week, and every week there was a new movie that was being rebooted by Disney. So this is
Mary Poppins, the sequel.
Yeah, Mary Poppins, the sequel. This is I think it's time to bust out the whole Hollywood chess analogy again. Hollywood chess is just getting it's just getting a bit too dirty.
Well, Disney is making a movie called Rose Red, based off a script by Justin Mers, and apparently it's basically Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, and then this character comes up, which is Snow White's sister, and helps the dwarfs to save Snow.
Now, here's the thing. I read a comment on one of the articles reporting this, that there's two stories. There's Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, both Brothers Grimm, Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, and there's Snow White and Rose Red. The thing is, when you translate that into German, which is where the Grimms were, well, I don't know. I think they were German. Anyway, when you translate that back into the original language of the fairy tales, which I'm pretty sure is German, it comes out as both of them translate as Snow White, but they aren't the same word. So they're different. Snow White and Seven Dwarfs is a different character than Snow White and Rose Red. Apparently, this is according to a comment. This is a secondhand source, so I don't know this firsthand. Maybe there is some connection. I mean, you could always make one up. I mean, whatever. But it reminds me a little bit of what was the live action Red Riding Hood movie and the live action Red Riding Hood movie, the live action Hansel and Gretel movie. It's kind of like, obviously this is going to be more aimed towards kids, but it's like it's kind of a reimagining of a classic Hollywood, a classic Disney fairy tale, instead of a straight up reboot like Cinderella or The Jungle Book. So I don't know. I like the fact that they're not just remaking Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, but I also think that maybe they should just make the fairy tale as the Grimms wrote it, instead of trying to shoehorn Rose Red into Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. But anyway.
Yeah. Move over.
That'll be interesting.
Move over the Huntsman Winter's War. They've got two sisters who are evil queens. Now we got two sisters, Snow White's sister.
That's actually an actual comparison I didn't even think of. Yes, there was this thing called Snow White and the Huntsman, which doesn't make much sense, but it does make sense because I'm pretty sure the Huntsman does feature in that. Anyway, I digress. Basically, these whole reboot things, getting tiresome, so now we're going to reinvent things instead. That's basically what this means, and it might be good.
It might be good.
Yeah.
At this stage,
Yeah.
I'm like, when is it coming out? Because Disney's got 20 more in development.
I'm actually really excited for the Jungle Book at the moment because, like, from the trailers, I'm actually getting really, like, I think it might actually be quite good. So, like, yeah, I don't know, bring it on. If you're going to make them and make them good, then I'm going to watch.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to talk about, Nick? We've just gone through all of the news the past fortnight. That is it. Where are the movie news?
Wow. What about Star Wars and the Lost Daughter, hey? Star Wars. But there was something about.
That was the actual title.
Imagine if you actually got that right. I mean, you did that April Fool's a couple of years ago where you predicted sequels or whatever, and a lot of them. Remember that?
Yeah. Toy Story 4, Chronicle 2 is somewhere in development hell. I'm sure Shrek 5 is somewhere in DreamWorks at the moment.
Well, there's this movie called New Mutants that they're going to make. It's the next Men spin-off.
Man, we haven't talked about that.
New Mutants.
That was one of our early ones. That was one of our early ones last year.
Yeah, about it again until today, where apparently they're casting Wolfsbane and Magic, and that Storm, Cannonball, Sunspot, and Mirage are going to be on the team as well. So everybody, no one knows the other ones. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. What anyway? Yeah, no, that's good. I guess maybe Zootopia just came out. Let's talk about Zootopia because
let's talk about Zootopia.
Just briefly. I mean, we talked about Batman vs Superman, so we might as well talk about a good movie. So Disney, okay, this is interesting because Disney seems to be actually hitting a comeback right now. It's basically had 5 that have been like really good, like not just good, and it's like it's basically at Pixar, in my opinion, it's like Pixar 2008, 2009 level high, and I think they're going to have to keep. I can't see a universe where Moana is disappointing, so I think they're just going to keep going. And Gigantic Gigantic is
the one I'm iffy on at the moment.
Might be like, eventually they're going to step up. Like just as people kept saying, Pixar's going on forever, and then they made Cars 2, and it was like, Anyway, eventually it's going to step up.
Maybe they'll get to a point where like Pixar is sort of now. It's like they're good, but not the heights of.
No, it's true. Yeah.
Maybe they'll get there.
Except Inside Out. I mean, Inside Out with their previous heights.
Inside Out's like I don't know. It seems so weird just with all the films like Good Dinosaur, Monster University. It's such a great film.
Finding Dory, I'm not so sure about. But anyway, back to Disney. It's a good time to be a Disney fan. It's a good time to be a Disney fan because I think that their animation is so strong right now, and Zootopia is, in my opinion, the second best in the last few years. It's very close, but I still prefer Frozen just a little bit. Zootopia is fantastic. Like I can't stress how fantastic it is. The only thing holding it was a couple of pacing issues, but other than that, like the themes there were definitely the most like confronting themes of any Disney film in the last few years, and such a surprise. And I was like, everybody should see this film. Adults, kids, everybody should go and see this film. It's family friendly. It's friendly for everybody. Anybody can watch it, and it really does have something to say about the world at the moment and like the current issues that are happening in the world. And I just think that is so ballsy, so brave for Disney to do that. And on top of that, it's a fun movie, and the characters are lovable, and it's such an amazing world. The Zootopia world is so amazing, and it's exactly like all the games I played as a kid, imaginary games I used to play as a kid. Like it's nearly exactly like that. Like, I used to actually imagine a world where all the animals coexisted, and you could, yeah, It was amazing. It was like my childhood coming alive a little bit, but anyway. so yeah, no, I was such a fan of Zootopia, and I think it does show Disney's heading in a good direction at the moment. And hopefully Pixar learns off Disney, even though Disney learnt off Pixar, and somehow when Disney bought Pixar, Disney kept the Pixar model and Pixar lost it. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe there's still quite young and fresh blood in Disney, I think, and a lot of the Pixar guard are they've made quite a few movies now. Yeah, so I don't know. It's an interesting comparison.
Young and fresh blood. You're talking about pretty much one of the oldest like mainstream animation companies of all time, or at least pretty much feature film.
Yeah, I know, but the actual talent they've got in there is quite new.
Yeah.
Like it's mid 2000s that they got this round of directors, whereas like Pixar's still got the same directors it had in the 90s. So like I think Pixar needs to move away.
Pixar's going to be, really weird. Like in the next 20, 30 years, it's going to be weird to see for at least Pixar, because the new directors have sort of got there, but they're not like, Pete Docter.
They keep being replaced with what they keep doing.
Andrew Stanton or Brad Bird, they don't have that, to construct.
Brad Bird will continue to make fantastic Brad Bird movies. But I think, gosh, what a waste of Brad Bird do Incredibles 2, actually.
Hey, how dare you say that? How dare you say that?
I want to see an original Pixar Brad Bird movie. He's only done the one. He took over Ratatouille. So
you can do another one.
Yeah, you could do another one. We're really just going everywhere. We were supposed to be talking about Zootopia. Anyway, yeah.
It always ends with Pixar with us.
Yeah. Well, anyway, just quickly, what did you think of Zootopia?
Yeah, Zootopia. Good message. Get to your dreams, believe in yourself. As Shakira says, try everything.
That is a little bit cliche, that message, but like that, it's actually a lot more than that. So don't listen to him.
You've already said everything else. I'm not going to repeat what you said. Just become a broken record.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Don't listen to the broken record. I recommend Zootopia very highly. It's probably my favorite movie I've seen this year so far.
Yeah.
Then again, it is easily. I haven't seen many movies.
Yep, go see it. And I can't wait for Zootopia 2, because it's bound to happen now. The money it's making.
Yeah, probably, yeah. It's true. But actually, I am really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Big Hero 6 too, and I'm looking forward to Wreck-It Ralph 2. It's weird, because with Pixar, I never wanted Finding Nemo 2. I never wanted Monsters, Inc. 2.
It's funny we want more the Disney ones than Pixar now. The only one I want is The Incredibles from Pixar. I don't care about anything else, but for Disney, I'm like Big Hero 6, Wreck-It Ralph, give me all those ones.
I don't even think they need Incredibles. I just want original films.
Saying that, you said you want Big Hero 6 too, and that's basically a superhero sequel. You don't want The Incredibles.
Yeah, no, but it's been so long since The Incredibles now. And The Incredibles works so well as a standalone, whereas Big Hero 6 is really an origin story.
Incredibles 2 is going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. Well, it will be awesome because Brad Bird's doing it, so I'm sure it'll be awesome.
Okay.
Anyway,
for this week, hopefully we get something big in the next fortnight. I don't know what's coming out near it. Maybe Jungle Book. I don't know. Maybe we get more Disney fairy tales. Disney usually likes to announce that they usually start developing more fairy tale movies just before their films come out and after they've done so well. So we'll probably get more Disney fairy tale movies next couple of weeks. So
yeah, we'll have a whole show of fairy tale news.
Yeah, if nothing else happens the next 2 weeks, we should just do the next show with just all Disney fairy tales, what they've announced so far, and what our opinions still to this day.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that it's just because Batman has been so big, that's why there's been no news. So now that it's kind of ebbing, we should get more big news now, especially heading into summer.
Yeah.
Soon.
So thank you for tuning in. If you want to like our Facebook page, we're trying to get to 200 likes. It's probably not doing it at the moment, but we'll get there eventually. But if you want to read our reviews, news, and all those other stuff, just like our Facebook page at Everything Film. And for our reviews, it's all on the website at everythingfilmreviews.wordpress.com. But yeah, that's all for us. Tune in the next 2 weeks. We'll update on our Facebook page when the day is. I know we keep jumping from Wednesday,
We're gonna
Tuesday.
make it. It's gonna set in stone soon. We're gonna make it more consistent soon.
But until next time, bye.
Till next time.